Dribbles and Scribbles. My name is Joe, and let me introduce you if you don't know by now. That girl
Thank you.
is Shelly.
Hello.
How are you, my darling?
Hello. A rest day between football. I needed that after yesterday, 2 games in one day. I just couldn't.
So I had to adjust. I think it's only when you messaged me,
Mm,
told me the 2 game. I got confused because I thought it was one game. I was looking at
so did
one
I.
game until
Me
Sunday,
too.
yeah. And then I recognized, so today's a double game, and I wasn't prepared for that. But I had to know mentally kind of just structure my
Yeah.
mind. It was a whole scene.
It was a whole scene. It was a whole scene. Mind you,
It
in the rounds we had what 3 games a day, and I had adjusted well to that. I don't know what wrong with me
yeah,
yesterday.
yeah. As when you condition your mind, I was conditioning my mind as one game a day. So I was thinking, okay, then I realized East Coast,
Correct.
West Coast, East Coast. I think it was the East Coast, West Coast thing, huh?
Yeah, because they were in
That's
Seattle. I think it was
right.
yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but can you
So
believe? Can you believe that it's almost over?
there's a little bit of sweet feeling a little bit of sweet feeling,
Yeah.
eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're winding down. It's getting exciting. It's getting nail biting. But that means it's almost ending as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And these
Yeah.
quarterfinals. Wow. These
So let's
quarterfinals.
let's do the aftermath. Let's do the quarter. How you felt about the for folks who are listening, as I said, feel free to join us, join the chat. We're gonna break down all 4 quarterfinals. We're gonna try to dissect and do a deep dive into each match, and then we're gonna look ahead at the two semifinals, to the two most watering semifinals because the thing is serious.
Oh, I don't know if my I don't know if my stomach can handle us the semis on Tuesday. I Woo!
So we'll
um
get to we'll get to Tuesday. Let's go back to
yeah,
last
yeah,
two. Let's go back to last. How you felt the quarterfinal round delivered?
yeah. For me, yes. I think even though my team is Spain, so I was really excited for the Spain game. But honestly, the game I was really looking forward to was England Norway, and all 4 quarterfinals delivered for me, England Norway included. Um, I don't think I was very surprised, but yeah, I really enjoyed the quarters. I really, really enjoyed the quarters. Um, I think the first game was what, France Morocco.
Yeah, France Morocco. We'll get in the France Morocco. Before we get into the first game, let's tell your former Gunner good evening because he's here.
Oh, oh my, Gary.
He's here.
Good
He's here. He's here.
afternoon, sir. How are you, Gary? Arsenal winning the World Cup in a boy. Anyway, go ahead.
Before we
I
get
just wanted to tell Gary that.
before we get into the nitty gritty, Gary had up on his chat thing, WhatsApp thing. Um, Ian Wright. Now, Ian Wright is my favorite non-Liverpool player. I love
Oh,
Wright. He's
okay,
so
all right,
good. Yeah,
and of course
right.
he's an Arsenal legend. Go ahead.
And he's also so he's my favorite player that is not a Liverpool player, former player. So right to say, so yeah, Gary Brown. So right to say, so we're covering the World Cup, and I know you guys are really into the World Cup and so on, and everybody is excited. And the World Cup is going so wonderful. I just came on here to let you guys know that Arsenal are still the champions of England.
The amount of people who sent me that video.
Yeah. I I am not found it funny. It's not funny, but it's funny at the same
He's keeping
time.
things into perspective. We just want to let you all know, keeping it into perspective. And when we talk about when we get to the Arsenal, oh my God, when we get to the
Yeah.
England Norway, when we get to the England Norway match, I'll talk a little more about it. But yeah, it's really funny. It is really funny. But these quarterfinals, for me, I think they delivered. And if your team uh played in these quarters, I don't think you have anything to be disappointed for, unless you're a Norway fan and you're going home.
And you're ruined.
And you're rowing home on the conveyor belt. You see them rowing on the conveyor belt in the airport. I laugh
In
so
the
hard.
airport. Oh
In
my
the airport, they're all sitting and they're doing the row, and everybody's loving them because we just love their fans. Their fans were great when they
they
came in.
they they,
They were
they made
absolutely wonderful.
they made their name, yeah. They made their name
Yeah,
at the World Cup for sure.
yeah,
Um so let's get into it now, girl.
yeah, yeah.
France Morocco. Easy,
France,
easy,
Morocco.
easy statement win for the French.
I don't know if it was like easy, easy, but it definitely was a smooth win for France. I didn't think. I think if there was a different outcome, that would have been like the majorist upset. In
Sorry,
if I think if the outcome was different, if Morocco had won that, that would have been like the majorist upset. I think we knew France.
sorry, I
I
didn't get that. I didn't get that. Sorry.
even though I don't like you
What
sometimes,
what
even though I don't like
what you
you.
could do? What you could do is you could spell that for me just so that I could give it the major. I can't pronounce what it is.
That's called a Shellyism. When I make up my words, leave me
The
alone. If I say it, that
majoristic,
means it's a word.
the majoristic. What is it?
You know, whatever, Joelle.
Yeah,
Um,
the majoristic.
no, I
MAJOR.
think, there's one thing I have to say about France, and I think this is why their fans are so very loyal to them. The caliber of that France team. I mean, you and I have talked about it before. You look at the team on the field, and then you look at the bench, and it's like you
Depth.
have caliber, the A team on the pitch, A team again on the bench. I mean, like, they
Yeah.
have such a grand caliber, and I think France is one of those teams that has not been a disadvantage to them, if you know what I mean. There's not one person would be like, well, I am the star, and I am this and this, and they all are fantastic in their own rights, and then they have it gelled together. And I don't know if that is the influence of Didier Deschamps. I don't know if that is the way France has always been, to be honest, even in the past with past players. I don't know, but for this particular team that they have, I think that they all work very, very well together. I know most people will focus on Mbappe with his skill and his scoring. He's top of the tables right now in scoring. And yeah, this is his third World Cup. This is his first World Cup as captain of France, which he has definitely earned. But you have Dembele, you have Ulysse, you have Cherki, you have all these guys who, when they're on the pitch, they deliver in their own right. And I think that is one of the things that France, they are so good at. They have gelled so well together. When they come together from their different clubs, they gel so well together.
Their fluidity
Yeah,
is frightening.
for
Um,
sure.
yeah, there's a fluency and a fluidity and a rhythm about what they're doing, and I think two things are responsible for that. If I'm to
Mm.
pinpoint without just me from the outside looking in, I think they're playing for Didier.
Mm.
I think this is his final. He's announced already that he's leaving after this World Cup, and I think the team wants to win it for him, or they're playing for him,
Right,
that kind of
right.
thing. And I think sometimes a team needs that little extra motivation just to
Yeah.
kind of push them. So I think that's one thing that's working in their favor. And what is the second thing? Tell you know the second thing going on my head.
The
France fluidity,
fluidity,
yeah, and
why they work so well together.
where they work so well together. And Kylian. Kylian is if you've been following, if you're a football fan and been following Kylian Mbappe's career,
Mm.
um, players mature at different stages of their career, and I think I remember looking at Kylian, and I remember there was let's just say it could have been about 5 6 years ago. Jurgen Klopp was at Liverpool, and there was a little period where we were dreaming. That's before I talking about before when he was at PSG, and
Yeah.
he didn't make the move yet to that club in Spain. I can't remember the club name in Spain. What's the club name in Spain that he went to?
Real Madrid. Real Madrid.
Oh, God, yeah. Some Madrid, yeah, Madrid something. That is
I'm
your
gonna do
patient.
this podcast with Gary. Where Gary? Gary, I'm gonna do this podcast with you. Go ahead, John.
I tried to keep a straight face, and your facial expression didn't allow me to keep a straight face. But back to the point, he was a bit of a diva
Diva. Mm-hmm.
while at PSG, young, dealing with all the stardom, great footballer. He at home in France, he's the king of France, and I think since then moving to Madrid, he had some issues. I think you could probably point to the fact that he had some issues transitioning into Spain. But
Mm-hmm.
now I look at him and I see a settled young man
Yeah.
taking the responsibility of leading his country. He has a coach that he looks up to and a manager that they look like they have a serious bond and a connection. And because he is so settled, um, I think he's making France that more dangerous because
Yeah.
not only he is informed, but because he's leading the team with that level of authority and confidence. Yeah, France is a very
Yeah.
dangerous prospect
A
going
hundred
into the
percent,
next couple
a
of.
hundred percent with you there for sure. Because I mean, and I think I told you this before. I was probably one of the few people in the world who did not want him to come to Real Madrid because I didn't think he
Yeah,
was a good fit.
no.
Not skill wise, I didn't think he was a good fit psychologically for the team that we had.
Yeah,
And I just thought, I'm like, he's gonna have superstardom syndrome and come over here where we already established such a good thing. We have Jude, we have Vinny, we have Rodrigo. Like, why we need him? We did not need him, and I thought he was an unnecessary purchase. Um, and I thought so up until the end of La Liga season, going into World Cup, I was just like, see, same thing I said. I was, but
mm,
then interestingly enough, as you talked about the maturity of the players, and this was exactly how I felt about Ronaldo back in the day, and now I love him to death. When Kylian started the France campaign here in the World Cup, I was actually listening to interviews from his teammates, from other France players, and one in particular said he trains like a beast, and they look to that, the way he is so disciplined in his training. Um, Even if they don't want to train, like, he is there on time, he pushes, and they see that, and then they in turn want to raise their game to that,
yeah,
so to your point, he is leading by example. He has taken this leadership very, very seriously, as
yeah,
far as his first captaincy, and he has taken it very, very seriously. And yeah, I think that's a very good point you made, that he has Diddy as a coach, manager, someone to look up to, because we have seen how having a manager who has your back transforms players, from Sir Alex, from Jose, from Carlo. I mean, they have all influenced their players to bring out the greatness, and that is what good managers do. That's what good coaches do. And yeah, I think we all know that Kylian has a special bond with Didier. So yeah, I think that all of that is feeding into the greatness of this team. I mean, France is definitely their perform. I don't think that they've had a flaw in their performance so far in this entire World Cup. I can honestly say I cannot see a flaw, and they're not even my team. So imagine, I cannot
no.
see
Yeah.
a thing.
I mean,
That
they may beat your team, but we'll get there. Um, but but just stick up
Gary,
in.
get your microphone ready. Gary, just thanks, Gary. Yeah, go ahead.
Um, I actually was actually exactly what you said there. I was actually trying to do that today.
What? Trying to
What
find a flaw?
what is their weakness?
Um, I think I don't think to say that there's a weakness to identify. I think with every team there's a winner and there's a loser. So, but to say that they have a particular weakness, I
Defensively?
think what they no, I don't even think so. I think their goal is too great. I think they all. This is an example that you can use as a teaching moment for your office team, or your anybody who works in a team.
Hmm.
They all collectively have the same goal. They all on the same page. This is an example of they all on the same page. So even
It's
if
basically the same team. It's basically the same team from 4 years ago, that has kind of
yeah,
matured, and yeah, basically the
correct,
same team from four
exactly.
years
And
ago.
look how close they came 4 years ago. So they
Yeah,
already have that. They have the taste for it. They had it. It was right there, and they missed it by an unk, by a penalty. Come on, missed it by an unk. So they had the taste of it. So they know exactly what they had to do coming in. They knew exactly what they had to do coming in, and all they have to do is not take their eyes off the prize at this point. Even if, like, let's just say they have like little gaps in the defense every now and then, I think the minute they recognize that, they fall into place. Like they would just fix it. It's like
yeah.
that.
I feel like any team they face, and I want us to look at that probably as we go along. There's been always a saying in football: defense
Hmm.
wins. No, defense wins titles. No, what it was attack win trophies.
Mm-hmm.
But defense win titles. Just so it's slipping over my mind. But in other words, if you don't have a solid defense,
Oh, for
oh,
sure.
oh, goals win matches,
Hmm.
but defense win titles. That's a saying in football forever, right?
Yeah.
So many coaches, many managers will recognize, if it is you do have a solid defense, you could have the best attack, all the attacking players, but if you're leaking at the back, so sometimes a club bringing a top goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper like Allison for Liverpool,
Hmm.
transformed it based on just securing the back. Players know that we have a good keeper. The defense wins the title. Goals can win matches, but to win the title is all about defense. And I feel like France will defy that a little bit, because I feel like if you score 5 goals against France, they're gonna score 7.
So they have
That's how I feel
they
about the
have good
French
old
team.
bad mind. They
Yeah,
also have
I feel
bad
like
mind.
I feel like it don't matter how much goals. If you come good and you score 5 goals, that French attack with Olise and Dembele and
They will come for you. Yeah.
Mbappe,
Yeah.
Chucky, if one of the Chucky coming on, I feel like they can score. They will, if you score 5, we could score 7, and they
Yeah.
believe that, and
And I
they're
believe
playing
it's
with that.
correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
Correct.
yeah. They're
Yeah,
very dangerous.
I can honestly say I have enjoyed watching them this
Me
entire
too.
World Cup. Just
Me too.
watching the quality that they play. They just make this thing look so easy, man.
Yeah,
They do it so
100%.
seamlessly, and unless if you're not paying attention, you don't see the little changes and you don't see the little clicks, and that is fascinating to me because they change up on the run, on the go. Like it's so seamless. It's great. If you just want to watch good football, definitely I think France definitely did that. Morocco, of course, they didn't go down. They didn't let them walk all over them. They
No,
definitely came up. And remember, this is the second time Morocco has made it to the quarterfinals. um and
they
of
made it to the
course,
semifinals last year. Actually, they made it to the semi. They
yeah,
were the dark ones. They were in the
with
semis last
Morocco, yeah,
4 years
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I mean, it was in the Qatar World Cup that I really started to notice them. I think the world really started to notice them,
Famous of Morocco.
coming forward, which is why I love these World Cups. That you get to see these people that you don't normally get to see. And of course, Morocco has Superman Bruno as their goalkeeper. And I've said it before, this World Cup has definitely been a World Cup for the goalkeepers. I guess that feeds to your point about the defense wins titles, right? Because the goalkeepers in this World Cup have been phenomenal, phenomenal. Bruno, of course, was high quality, just like he was in the last World Cup. He's fantastic. I think he plays for a Spanish side. Still, I wonder. Can't remember. But he did last time, so that's why I was thinking that. But yeah, Morocco could have, but should be very proud of their performance. They were really really good,
Yeah,
and being led by Hakimi. Hakimi, of course, is part of PSG, so he has that training. He knows Kylian from back then. And that's one thing. When you see your club counterparts, and you have to play against them, they respect the honor. It's just great. It's just absolutely wonderful to see that. So
Yeah.
that was pretty good. But yeah, I like that game. I think we all knew France was gonna win it. And I was really glad that Morocco gave them two, because we got to see some good football then too. So that was good.
Yeah. I think Morocco left with their heads held high
So
because they were amazing throughout the tournament. They were always that dark horse that could give you problems. And that is, as I said, when you do that in back-to-back World Cups as I don't want to say a non-footballing nation, but a new
yeah,
footballing nation to the
yeah, to the world stage. Yeah,
to the world stage, yeah, and that's what they are. Whether we like they are North African team that has really just all of a sudden producing, the likes of Hakimi, Brahim, some top quality players they're producing on the international world stage now.
Brahim
So
just played for Real Madrid, right? Okay, go ahead.
everybody just play for Real Madrid,
No,
apparently.
just the good
Everybody.
ones. Go ahead. Go
Yeah, but yeah, no, Morocco did their best. I think once France got past Bono, um, then yes, that was it. I think the first once they got the first goal, I said it was just a matter of time now. I don't think they would have. Yeah, if Bono had keep them out for a little longer, it
We
probably could
might
have
have been
nuked them.
going into. Oh no, 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 no. You know how I
Yeah,
feel about penalties. Um, yeah.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's just
and I'm
another day at
glad
the
that.
office for fun.
Yeah, but I'm glad
Yeah,
France. France. What I also like is how respectful France is being with these teams. Meaning, no team have they looked at like, oh, this is a small team. This a like
yeah.
they played honorably, and that is why I like that. I like that they didn't think of anybody as a small side. They came, they gave their all, and to me, at this stage, that's the most respect you could give your other team, is to play your best, so they know that they went up against the best.
France moves on to the semifinals where they will face Spain because Spain edged out Belgium 2-1 in their quarterfinals. That was the second match. Shelly, how you felt?
Um, Going into it, I was not nervous. I kind of felt like Spain was gonna take it, but Spain, I've realized, the reason I get nervous with Spain is because I keep expecting Spanish type football. So I keep
Yeah,
expecting the
tiki
ooh
taka.
and the ooh, you see that, and the
Yeah,
right.
you still in tiki taka mode.
Yeah, right. So I am expecting that because besides Arsenal being my Premier League team, Real Madrid is my La Liga team. So I expect that kind of Spanishy type football. And this Spain team not doing that. They are being precise, they are being careful. You see them when they're playing, you see them lining things up in their head, like, so they're being very the word just escaped me, but they're being very precise. They're thinking about everything. And for me, I feel like I wish there could be a little more spontaneity. I wish there could be a little more pizzazz. But I think I am just saying that from as a fan. I just want to see, Ugood. I just want to be the Ugood, right? And not getting the Ugood. However, um, they are performing with the precision and all that very well. Whatever their strategy is of doing that, they're doing it well. So they are winning. Um, and I mean, I saw that against Belgium. The Belgium matchup was interesting to me because, again, Spain is my team. So naturally, I'm going to say, yeah, they're going to win. I want them to win. But that is where I saw their consistency with the whole, we stick into the plan. We stick into the plan. We being conservative. We stick into the plan. They just stuck to their game and they just played like that. So I think I personally just have to come to terms with the fact that I'm not going to get no Ugood. And I'm just going to
So
be like,
do you think that's a problem though?
I
That
do
the
think
fact
that's a problem if they're going up against France because
that
France
no,
has.
what is the problem? Let me make sure we talk about the same problem. What is the problem?
I
That the
think
fact
that.
that the tiki taka and the spontaneity is no longer there, and they may not have the players to execute that type
I
of
think
tiki taka spontaneity.
I think they don't have the players that can do the Cucurella has been consistent on the assists. They have this consistency going, but my concern with France is that because Spain is right now lacking the spontaneity that I would like them to have. I think the creativity of France is going to be an advantage over Spain with that because like I just said, France has this ability to think on their feet as they go. They just you could see them formulating and it's like they all have one brain so they just immediately know what they're going to do and I think that that might be a bit of a problem in the midfield change up there with Spain. For Spain, sorry.
Mm, I so like Belgium, I thought played one of their better games.
Yeah.
I think that was yeah. I did not. I actually thought it would have been a little easier based on all Spain had to offer. And I thought Belgium would have been like, but Belgium, I mean, gave it their all, and as I said, gave them a little concern or two. And I just think Spain missing, a little salt and black pepper or something, that
Yes,
just to
they're
bring out the
missing
flavor.
the
Yeah,
umami. They're
yeah,
missing the umami, right?
they're
So they
missing
have the
something.
salt, they had the black pepper, they had the garlic powder, but they're
Boy,
missing the little
what
something,
am
some
I?
like you're putting enough pepper in this. How much pepper you put in
Yeah,
this? How much
like
pepper in
some,
this?
you're tasting
Pepper.
it like something
They're
missing.
missing something. Yeah, yep. That's no,
And
and
I'm
that
not,
is
and
and that is what and that
yeah, yeah. Fat man know where the goal is. Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. He know where the goal is. Yeah, yeah. You know where it is. One of them
what was
clubs in England. One of them clubs in England.
who plays for the current Premier League
That
champions,
fight,
who
that
plays
fight to
for
win,
the current Premier League champions. And
almost
what
to
was
win the league.
you know what? You know what, Gary, I think you could join. I could add Gary from here. Let
No,
me
you
press
can't.
some
No, you
buttons.
can't. No, you can't.
No, but I think, they had Lukaku, we brought in Mikel, and Mikel did what he does best. And it was just a matter of mentality. But what was interesting about that was Mikel said something in an interview. He said, I'm just gonna go on and score because, at Arsenal we're good with the last minute goals. And to me, it wasn't about the Arsenal thing. It was about mentality. It was the mentality that he had. I'm going to go on and score, and he did that in the first game. He did that, and this is the second game that he said that, and the second time he's done it. And I think mentality has a lot to do with it. I don't know what the camp is like. I am not really necessarily a fan of um, the Spain manager, whose name just escaped me just now. It just went completely blank. I've never really been a fan of him, but I feel like the team, they're just missing that. They're missing the magic. They're really missing the magic. And I can't sit there and watch, you know, people like Ike Casillas in the stands, and Iniesta in the stands, and Puyol in the stands, and Ramos, and the guys who won the World Cup in 2010 in the stands watching, knowing how they played, knowing the magic they brought to the field, both in clubs and for country, and I'm not seeing that in this particular team. And I love this team. I love the Spain team. I've backed them always, but they need to come up with something if they're going up against France. They
Sounding,
cannot be that clinical. They can't be that clinical going up against France. You have to find that magic from somewhere. You have to find you have the creativity is missing. That is what it is. The creativity.
sounding a little worried, sure.
I am. No, I'm not going
Yeah,
to lie to you.
yeah, you good, you good.
The minute they won, I was like, shit, they're
Yeah,
going up against France, right? Because immediately I know the creativity is not there. That is
yeah,
what is missing from this particular team. They are clinical. It's like they watch the book, they watch the players, and they say, okay, and that is what we're going to do, and that is what you go out there and you play. You can't do that with
yeah.
France. They can't do that
But
with France.
Mikel Merino, as I said, there was a period in the English season for Arsenal. I distinctly remember not liking him because he was doing what he's now doing for Spain. I think was it when like a period Saka was injured,
Yeah, he was injured.
um,
Yeah,
and Mikel and Martinelli. They were, in other words, the strikers, and he was literally playing as a kind of false nine,
yeah,
and he took Arsenal through that little period, and was scoring, and every time you think Arsenal win and lose this, or they'll drop points here, he come in and scoring in the last minute, and he did that for a period of time during the season that was annoying me because every time he did it, I said, "Oh shit, they go win this league, you know, they go
he
win this
has a
league."
mentality. He
And
has
uh,
that
and he
mentality of
and he's showing
stepping
that
the
on the
field.
he's
Yeah,
showing that he's the super sub for Spain right now.
yeah.
When he comes on, much like Lukaku,
Lukaku. Yeah,
you almost could put your mortgage on it and say
yeah.
Marino will score, or he will impact the game in some way or the other.
Yeah,
And
but
that
you know how
that
I
could be
feel. But you know how I
well.
feel about putting all your eggs on one player, right? So you know, as much as I would say, yeah, we have Moreno, yes, we have Cucurella doing his utmost, yes, we have Yazabal, yes, we have Rodri and these guys and Pedro. Did I just mispronounce the two names? Did I just mix them up?
Rodri and Pedro,
Right.
you're good. You're good.
I thought I melded them together and became godmother there for a second. We have these guys, yes, but it's different than how I just spoke about France. We have
Yeah,
these guys as individuals, if you understand what I'm saying. So
yeah.
we have this guy, and we have this guy, and we have Mikel, and we have Kukrel, and we don't have that.
So it come like what I think how I describe France. When I look at France, I said the fluidity and the fluency is frightening because they are playing in a team there, and they're moving
It's like
together.
they have one brain. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
they
Spain,
think
Spain
they
still
just
playing a
know.
little stuttered.
Yes.
Yeah, they're playing a little stuttered. You call
Yeah.
plenty names. You call plenty names yourself, and I have not heard you call a name. And I think that probably is where one of the major issues are, where Spain is concerned. Call the
You
name
mean
for me.
Lamine Yamal? Lamine
Yeah,
Yamal.
I think
Our
I think
going into
I
it,
think
our superstar. I
I
think
think I
okay,
think
so
that's where the issue is. I think I think
yeah,
I think some burden was placed on him, not purposefully, but because of what he has accomplished so far in his young career. He's just 18 years old, but because of his own accomplishments and his own standards he has set at such a young age, I think he carrying. I think he feeling it a little, and then he's
I
not
think
as fit.
they Neymar him. I think that's what happened with him. They Neymar him. They put all of this pressure on this
Yeah,
guy, when I actually really fully saw it was in the Belgium game, because he was going all out to score. He was doing his very best, and the only thing that wasn't happening was that ball. That ball, like the mechanism, and the ball had a magnet to that goddamn goalpost. I don't know how many times that ball hit the goalpost or went away from the net, and this boy could not get the ball in the back of the net for some reason. And I am like, We just spoke about players maturing. Spain man, what was his Spain manager name? Because it really, I just suddenly went blank and I cannot
Okay.
remember him, and it bothering me. He is not the kind of manager who nurtures his players. I don't like him for that, for the
Right,
national
right.
team. I won't lie to you. I don't like him for the national team. Um, and I think that is what Lamine Yamal needs. He needs that guidance from a person in authority. I think that he would have thrived under a manager like Carlo Ancelotti. I think he would have thrived under, those managers who really are dedicated to developing the talent that they have on the team. And not just for getting all the wins and this kind of thing, but actually bringing out the best in your players. There are some managers that are really well, and I think Lamine Yamal needed that, and I think that is the kind of manager he would have needed to perform well at this World Cup, rather than
A
just
little,
say, "Well, you're the star, so go out there and star," like
a
that.
little hand on his, a little hand on his shoulder kind of thing, and
Yeah, just a little something, because I get the impression that it's not only the media and the fans that have put this pressure on him. I feel also that with him coming in with that kind of starboy status from Barcelona and all of his accomplishments with his club, I think that there's a level of what is the actual term for it? Like when you're in a workplace, when you're in an office, and there are people there like 50 years and thing, and then the younger people or the younger person is starring, and the man just like, oh, kudos to, Shelly did such a good job, da 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 da, and there's a resentment there just simply because you've done a good job. And all you did was do your job, right? All you did was do your job and you do it well. And I think that coming into it, there could have been a bit of a underlying thing of not necessarily from the players, but also from the administration, and that adds to the pressure because there's nobody guiding him. From what I see, I don't see anybody really guiding him on there. And when he's on the pitch, I don't see him with the other players besides Nico. He and Nico Williams are good friends, but outside of Nico, like when Nico was injured the past couple of games, there was nobody talking to this fella during hydration break. Eh? No, but I
you felt
noticed that. I looked and I was like, nobody else picking up on this. There's nobody talking to this young man during the hydration breaks. There's nobody, so I'm like, I think he's a bit of a loner, and I don't think he's found his place, and unfortunately, I don't think he has a person there who is helping him find his place, and that is what he definitely needs. And he definitely is he's the bane of my existence in La Liga. I'm not going to lie to you, but he
yeah.
is such a raw talent, and it will be such a shame if somebody doesn't step up and help him professionally.
So you see what I told you about, and it's two different personalities and two different circumstances, but there's an underlying factor that
Mm.
I could compare the situation between Mbappe and Yamal.
Mm.
So as I said, 5, 6, 7 years ago, I saw Mbappe as he playing football all in his head for himself and for
Mm.
himself. And sometimes I see that with Yamal, but I think Yamal is literally an 18-year-old. I see when he makes wrong decisions, and that will happen. That will happen with even more mature players than he is, where you probably should have passed it, but you dribble, you lose the ball. That sometimes could throw the team off. And I think Yamal making some errors that is expected of an 18-year-old. It's just you're playing at our World Cup, bro. You're now playing at our World Cup. Um, and I agree with you. I agree with you that if he gets the direction that he needs and he takes aboard the direction, he doesn't look like a egotistical young man. I don't think he looks like that. I don't think he looks like that. So I think once he takes the direction he needs, continues working hard, training, doing all the things that professional footballer needs to do, his talent his talent will take him beyond. As I said, it's only if he allows here to
Yeah.
get the better of him, yeah, then that's a problem. But I think if he has good coaches, yeah, along his career, he is by far one of the more young, talented players. As a next generation, Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, that kind of level is
Yeah.
where he's at.
Yeah, he
But
definitely has that potential. One hundred
yeah,
percent has the
yeah,
potential to be on the list of greats if he is, like I said, put in the hard work,
putting you
put
out
in and get the proper guidance. I feel like exactly what he said there. He plays the football in his head for himself, but I also feel that he feels he doesn't have a support system. See him running with the ball, and I almost get the impression that I have no friends. So who am I going to pass this ball to? That guy
Or,
don't
or,
even
or,
like
or
me.
do you think that is I hearing that, but or do you think that is just him thinking that I have to do it because if I don't do it,
Good point.
Cucurella can't do it, or Isabel can't do it.
Right.
I have to do it. And I think because, as I said, it could be subconsciously.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah,
probably didn't tell him that, but it's just that he
yeah.
knows coming into this World Cup, his name was being called. Young Spanish sensation, Lamine Yamal coming. He's leading Spain.
He is
I think
on the McDonald's cup. I have a cup with him.
you have you
Who
have the
else?
cup.
I have the cup. Who else got on the cup? And who else is on the cups? You have Beckham on the cup. You have
Yeah,
Ronaldinho on the cup. You have
the
Terry
greats,
Henry, and
the
you have
greats, the
Lamine
greats.
Yamal.
Come on. So I mean,
Lamine
they
Yamal.
know they come in, they know these things. They look at social media. We feel it. So the burden he probably goes into a game with saying,
Yeah,
"I have to do." So when he picks up the ball, yes, he think, but he feels that I need to run down the wing. I need to cut inside. I
and
need to
this is
score.
But this is why I blame the management, and this is why I blame the administration team. Because if you are a good leader, as a good coach, as a good manager, your job is to make sure that your team is on the same page. Your job is to look at you and say, you are not the only person on this. We are a team. We are in this together. It is not on you. You have to give that assurance to this young man that
Who's
it's
the
not
captain? Who's the captain? Says Rodri.
uh
Rodri? No. Who's the captain?
no.
Rodri. Rodri.
No.
Not Rodri. But the captain also has a role to play there, Shell. That's my
Okay,
point
so
I was
that
about to
alone
say.
should tell you. I don't even know who my goddamn captain is. That
Yeah,
alone
the
should tell
captain,
you.
the captain should also have a role there because he's a young player. As much as he's the star player on the team, um,
I don't think they like him very much because of
be
all the
serious.
hoopla that has
You,
come. I don't think. Listen, what if you go back and you look at the replay? Nobody talks to him during hydration breaks.
you
Nobody.
serious?
Nobody talks to him. He's by himself. The manager, the coach, one of them might talk to him or something just to come to give him instructions, and he'll nod his head and go, okay. But players, they do not talk to him. He's by himself with his bottle of water. If
I, I,
Nico is
I,
not
I,
around and Nico and him get along, they are good friends. They're
yeah,
both
and
young.
then and Nico coming off the bench a lot, or
And
hardly
Nico,
players. Yeah, not
right,
players.
then Nico was injured, I think, in game two, so he didn't play
Right.
for the games. So he didn't have
Yeah.
nobody to talk to. So I feel like he's very much a loner, and I feel that kind of corresponds with what is happening on the field. And so I think that even if he thinks that it is all on me, I think that he's 18 years old. He's going to
Yeah.
think that it's all on me. He's going to think that because at 18 years old, you think the world is just about what is going on in your life. You're
Mm-hmm.
18. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you're a footballer or you're just a regular 18-year-old. You feel like everything in your life is the end of the world if something goes wrong. He does not have anybody to reassure him that we in this together. It's not just you. And I think that's what they're missing. They're missing proper leadership. They're definitely missing proper leadership. They don't have the camaraderie. They don't have the I don't see them gelling as much as like France does. And I think the downfall for Spain in the France game will not be skill. They have the skill. It will be mindset. It will be teamwork. It will be all these psychological things that go along with playing a team sport. That is what is going to bring them down, if anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you know me, you and I, when I talk about it, I always look at a game from the psychological point of view. I don't look at stats until after. I don't look at the things until after. I look at your psychological makeup, like with Belgium, with Courtois and Kevin De Bruyne, that whole scandal. I've been looking at that for some time now and how they play together. Those are the things that I look at. And I think for Spain, that is going to be their downfall. They do not have the click. They don't have the click.
That's interesting. And I guess, as I said, we will see because, as I said, the semi-final matchups are real, and there's no hiding now. Yeah,
You cannot talk to me on Tuesday. Huh? My belly will be in a different state in the United States or be somewhere else away from me. I will not be human on Tuesday. I will not be functioning in any sort
very
of
well.
communicative skills on Tuesday. You could talk to
Very
me
well.
on Wednesday.
Big up Kareem. Kareem has joined us. Big up Kareem. Um, Belgium shells.
Yeah.
So I mean, as long as I have been
Oh
following
my
World Cups, Belgium has been the dark horse in every tournament.
God. 100%
Belgium,
agree.
Belgium, just living in the dark. I don't think they see the lights. I know
Has there
electricity.
been
I
a
know
World Cup
electricity in Belgium.
in
Huh?
your lifetime? Has there been a World Cup where Belgium was not in it?
They always had that dark
They
horse
always have
thing.
a team, right? But they're
But
always
but
in the
but
World Cup, then.
but this particular generation was seen as a golden generation under Kevin De Bruyne
Because they
and
had Kevin, because they
they
had
had
Thibaut,
yeah,
Thibaut, because
Thibaut
they had
Courtois.
Lukaku still there
Yeah,
anchoring
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Um, on paper they look good, but they
But but but
also
but but I think they are
don't
one of the older
know.
teams as well now. They one of,
They
I
are,
think
yeah, yeah, yeah.
this golden
This
generation kind
World
of
Cup, yeah, this
going
World
out.
Cup,
Yeah,
they definitely are the
yeah,
oldest team, I
yeah.
think. Um, but I think their internal issues came forward. I think what happened to them in Spain, where they were still living off of the performance against the US match, so they were still on that high from the win against the US, and that was a definitive win. But um,
I,
they
I,
was a little
I
bit
just
more than it was a little bit more than they weren't gelling. I just found like there was space, there were gaps. I don't know how to explain it. There were just gaps. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
yeah. I was mildly impressed
yeah,
because I thought Spain would have dominated more and walk over them a little more, and that didn't happen in the game. Yes, I hear you in terms of of the high of the USA game, but I think they gave it their all. A lot of the players raised their game. It's just that Spain had too much for them. Spain is a
you
very
think
good
so?
team.
Do you think Spain would have gotten that winning goal if Courtois didn't come off?
Yeah, man, I think so. So that was a critical. That was a little sad moment. Because I think
Kalama,
when he,
imagine you now come on and you.
yeah. So I think I told I say it's like two sides of the coin there because poor Lamens now just have to kind of just find his way in the middle of a high pressure game, um, and the general that has been Belgium between the six goalkeeper leaving the field, not just leaving the field, but leaving
Leave.
it possibly for the last time at a World Cup. So it's just crazy. Kareem, we'll tell you who we back in. We going to the games one by one. So I mean, if you listen to Shelly and I, Shelly is a Spain supporter. I am an Argentine supporter. So that's who we back in. But right now we breaking down the games. We breaking down the games as we see it. Um, So yeah, Shells, 45 minutes in. We don't take no hydration breaks. We're going for about 90 minutes. We ain't taking no. You taking a hydration break?
Whew, whew. Yeah.
should we do a tactical break as well? Because them they usually do a tactical.
You see, that is why you're here. You know all the proper terms. I just make up. As we have established, make up my own words. So
No,
yeah.
no, no.
So
um,
the
so
next
that's one
game,
half. That's one half of the draw. That's one half of the draw. So we
France
that's
against
one half of the
Spain.
draw.
That
France
is on
against Spain.
Tuesday. That's going to be on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Three
So
p.m.
wherever you are, tell the boss we'll cut it down early
Yeah,
because um yeah. And then, of course, this was actually the game I was really looking forward to the most, England against Norway. I had
yeah.
absolutely zero predictions because I just knew that both sides was going to come out and give the everything, and I was certainly not disappointed.
No, it was a very good game. It was a good game in terms. It was the best game in terms of quality,
Correct.
but because of who were playing, and there was an intensity
Yeah.
right through the game that kept you glued, kept you interested, and as I said, because it went into the extra time, it just kind of kept you there. Um, After the game, when they interviewed Tuchel said, it was the best game. I wasn't happy,
So,
and
yeah, after we discuss the game part, I need to ask you a question about that because
with
I was
Tuchel,
like,
yeah, we come
I
to
need
we come
to
to
know.
Tuchel,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we'll come to that. But
We come to Tuchel.
the game itself, I mean, leading up to it, we all know about Norway. We all know that the campaign they've had for this entire season was just fantastic. Norway got their shit together from the jump, from the get go. They were just everybody was roaring to that drum all together. They were just on point, and of course they had Erling Haaland, but they didn't even have. He did not even have to score in every single game for them. I think as a team they were doing pretty well. Um, and then well,
What
England.
happened? What happened?
Yeah, I think you. Oh, you know what get me real vex? When how he name, I cannot remember names, and if I cannot pronounce names, I'm not even gonna try because that is disrespectful. So when how he name did not pass the ball to Haaland for Haaland, and Haaland was open as day and did not pass the ball, and that would have been a sure goal for Norway.
You
I
you
got
you were
mad.
you were saying a story. Do you see a story after suggesting um that they had issues with Haaland? The team had issues with Haaland. You saw that story.
I saw that story and I was kind of like, if that is true, it makes sense because the same way how we discuss Lamine is the same kind of mentality because Haaland came in with the fanfare of, from Manchester City. He's a star at Man City. Um, and he had all of this fanfare coming in and they treated him like he was the savior of Norway, you know.
But he is, and he
No, I
was.
agree. I
So
agree. But I don't think
because
the team took
I don't
kindly
think
to that.
the comparison, yes, is just that Haaland, I think, a lot more accomplished.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Haaland's Norway's chances was on Haaland's back, and I
Yeah.
think Haaland knew that. It was old enough, big enough, ready to take that and run with it.
To take that mantle for
Unlike
sure.
Lamine, as I said, Lamine is a 18-year-old finding his feet, doing his thing. But I think the pressure on Haaland deal with that week in, week out at Manchester City.
Correct. Correct.
What happened in that game? I am still not understanding. And I hope when stories come out, because I saw a story that I didn't too understand and too like. But Haaland was substituted
Yeah.
when you need a
As
goal.
you need a goal. Right. I didn't understand that at all. I think
Haaland is not Haaland is at 100. Haaland is at 50. Haaland is in the prime of it. Unless
in
Haaland is
fact,
injured, you're
has
not
he
taking
ever been
Haaland
substituted before? Has he
for Norway.
has he ever for no for Man City too? You don't substitute Haaland.
Yeah, yeah. Not at
You
least not
don't.
if you're 3 up, if you're 3-0 up and you say, well, all right, get the
Yeah,
boss
give
man
him
a
a
rest.
rest for the next game. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Then
that's
fine.
cool.
But you don't.
Yeah,
But there was an actual silence during the game. The commentators were silent for like
yeah.
a good
Continue.
10 seconds, and they realized, oh my god, dead air. So then they were like,
You
so Holland
continue.
is being and they couldn't even finish his sentence. They were all
Mm-mm.
everybody was thing, and he just went and he sat there, and you saw the frustration on his face. I think he had. I don't think he had support. I don't know what was going on. I think
It was strange.
it was
It was
very
strange.
strange.
It was
I
strange.
think there was something internally going on there, and I think, starting from how his name, whatever his name was, who did not pass the ball to him, that just kicked off his frustration, because you saw Holland lose his mind when, I don't know if you looked at the replay from the drone, from the aerial shot, when he's running, but Haaland is standing there and going, like giving him the sign to pass the ball. And when the ball gets kicked out, Haaland is pointing to his feet and going, I was right here. Why didn't you pass the ball? And I and all was like, why you didn't pass the goddamn ball? He was in perfect striking position.
Fair enough. But Shelly, I did not see that in the earlier group games in the tournament. So
No,
that
something
so that's what I'm
happened.
saying. Yeah. Something happened, and I don't know if stories will come out as come out because as I say, don't no coach in their right mind takes off Haaland unless he's injured. If Thibaut Courtois and you can't continue,
Yeah.
yeah, that come out. But Thibaut Courtois wasn't coming off if he could have saved on one leg. If he could have functioned on one leg, he would have functioned. But he had to come off. There's no way you taking Haaland off in a game where you need a goal because if you look at Haaland's play, Haaland will be quiet whole game for Manchester City. We locked down Haaland. The defense are hot dog, and all Haaland needs is that ounce of space, and he will create a goal scoring opportunity. So you
Trust
do
me.
you,
Yeah.
you and
And
what I'm saying is that
do you notice he didn't hesitate to come off? Like there was no, like most players, like, you taking me off. Like there was no
there was no
fight.
emotion. There
There
was
was
no emotion.
no fight. In fact, I didn't even see when they told him to come off. To me, it looked like he came off like on his own. That's how it
So
looked. It didn't even look like there was no hesitation on his part. So I was
nah,
like, what?
if there's something happened, then something happened. Because
Yeah.
if you look back at the Norway team,
Mhm.
every game, your captain or the guard
Martin, oh God,
after every game, the players gathering wrong. They look
correct.
very unified.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
beating the drum. The road. There was no sense that there was any kind of disruption among the players. I
yeah,
can't understand in the biggest match against England,
yeah.
something unexplainable there. Because you just don't take off Haaland
And that was
unless
definitely, and that was a definite factor. If there's something internal, like some sort of problem they had in the dressing room or whatever,
yeah.
definitely played into this game, because, and I will lead into it. England didn't necessarily play the most fantastic game.
No, it wasn't a quality game. It wasn't a quality game by any means.
Right?
The game
Exactly.
was about unity.
Norway could have taken that game from them so easy if Norway was playing like how Norway was playing.
Yeah. Before we go on to England, um, I want my thing on Norway is that I think Norway was a team that was built around Holland. All right. And I think that could take you so far. Um, Especially at these latter stages when the teams are every team has strengths, every team stronger. So they're gonna look good against the group games and they're gonna look good coming through. Haaland is the point man and everything cool. But when the things get serious, that England team is a very good team. It's one of the better
Yeah,
England teams, right?
quality.
You, you can't just depend on getting the ball to Haaland. And if you're depending on getting the ball to Haaland, you must have Man City. You must have Man City midfield.
You need Foden and
You
you
need,
need
you
Kevin,
need
you need
technocrats.
Foden,
You need
you need
technocrats to
yeah,
make
yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and Norway don't have Man City midfield. They don't have Pep Guardiola coaching to know how to make it. Yeah, so they don't have that. And I think that was one of the downfalls. You can't win a World Cup and move forward in these latter stages depending on one strategy or you must have a plan B. And when Ireland came up, they didn't have a plan B. They didn't
Yeah,
have
they
a
fell
plan B.
apart. They
They fell
completely
apart.
fell apart.
They didn't have
And
a
now,
plan B.
and this is what I don't get because their goal scorer in that game wasn't even Haaland.
No, yeah.
It was that the short fellow. I tell you, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name.
But 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 but,
But
but
so they have other guys ready to step up and do the business. I just
but I don't think they're ready to step up though. That's the point. Like call it as I said. I think they I think they're at the level where they are. They're good. They're a good quarterfinal team.
so they're good supporting. So they're good supporting actors, but
So
they're not.
so
But they're not the
I
main
don't know.
cast.
I don't know if they will be their new Belgium. They may be dark horses for some time, and
Wow.
that's just the reality. I do because outside of Holland and Odegaard, who probably maybe their top players. I mean the other players. I'm not saying the other players are good players, but they're not at the level of the rest of the teams that I'm seeing. It's
Right.
spread, and that's just what it is. I mean, Norway is a young European nation, young European footballing nation.
Yeah, they
When
need to put some time into developing that sort of
Yeah,
skill.
yeah, 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 for sure.
Yeah.
So as I said, they rode their way home, and they rode their way. I think they're probably back home now. Yeah,
Yes, and they did honor the bet with British Airways, and they did change their logo
right.
on social media to the British
That
Airways
happened
logo. They did, yes, they did. They honored their bet and they congratulated England on a well played match, and it was lovely. It was great to see that happening on social media. It was great to see other companies and other firms jumping in the comments and adding their 2 cents as to I thought all of that was great for the game, great for the camaraderie between the countries. um the players themselves, of course, they have friends on the England team because they play together in Premier League. Martin Odegaard, of course, captains 4 of the English players, and we all know the relationship between Jude and Haaland from their
from
you know
Dortmund. From Dortmund. Yeah,
from their Dortmund game team straight up to now. They're still good together. So I think it was also I don't want to say fitting, but it was something that it was Jude who scored against them. Um, you know. But I don't think that England played their best game in that
let's
team.
talk.
I think
Let's talk.
in
Let's
that
let's
game.
talk England. Let's talk
I
England.
think yeah, I think because Norway kind of had a little bit of a self combustion there,
Mm.
that kind of helped England along because I just felt like England was just feeling like they were just lucky to score as opposed to
You think you're being a
having.
little lucky?
I'm being harsh, and you know why I'm being harsh? Here's why I'm being harsh. The
Bellingham will be
caliber of
real hard.
player.
Bellingham will be real hard in the game.
Bellingham gave his everything, and I mean, there's some people who do not look at La Liga, right? So they haven't really seen the skill, the what Jude could do
You know, have people
outside.
watching football for the first time.
There are some people who do not watch La Liga.
They, they
They're
watch,
only watching
they're
Barcelona
watching, they're
playing.
watching football. They're watching football for the first time this month.
Oh, they're watching football for the first time this month.
Yeah,
So I
and then
mean,
and then
I
and they're
know.
saying football is rigged. they watch football for the first time and now football is rigged.
Joel, you and I came to an agreement that it was rigged just for you to be celebrating on July 19th. So don't be coming with the it not rigged thing with me. You and I discussed it. It is rigged for you to wear your Argentina jersey on July 19th.
Anyway, go
But,
ahead. Sorry,
but my point
I got make your point. There, make your point.
but my point is like I know the skill of Jude. I watch Jude every single week. I
We can be
know.
both.
Right. I know this is not surprising for me.
Yeah,
His scoring there was not surprising for me. So I am coming from it at the point of view where everybody's like, "Oh my god, those were two fantastic goals." To me, that's like that's a Saturday.
that's Jude. That's Jude. Yeah,
That's
that's Jude.
Saturday. That's a
Yeah,
regular Saturday game,
that's a
right?
regular Saturday.
But I also feel like England has this team. Look at who is on this team. Look at who is on this team. You should not be in a situation where we're scrambling to get a goal. We shouldn't be there. And yes, I am being harsh. I am being harsh because you have this you you have this caliber, and so for somehow it is to your disadvantage. Why? When France has caliber and they're doing quite well. Why is it that when you on that during that game at some point they didn't look like how they looked when they played against who they played there the other day against Mexico? They didn't look like that in that game yesterday. I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. Because the amount of time I shouted at TV wasn't even funny. There were gaps. Somehow there were little lapses in cohesion that I didn't understand because you have the right players. You have the right players. I don't know what happened yesterday. I don't know if it was the heat on Miami. Miami was like 90 million degrees yesterday.
Yeah,
So it was mad hot. I don't know if that kind of had a play into it. So your brain was just not there. I just think that I expected more from them based on who you have on the pitch.
see something like Tuchel.
When
That's basically what
when
Tuchel
that
set up.
BBC
That's basically what
reporter,
Tuchel
when
set
that
up.
BBC right, when that BBC reporter came and Tuchel said what he said, I felt very justified. I don't know how else to explain. I sat here and I was like, I pointed at TV like I go, see, there's the same thing I see. That was me. Right? I was me going, I see same thing. I just said I could manage a team.
You could have coached England. Yeah, you could coach
I
England.
could have coached England. I could have run up. I
Yeah,
was ready to lace up my kicks. I was ready. Look, I could just put three lions on the same jersey here.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kind of patch. But you know what I mean? To me, I understood where he's coming from. And I also
Yeah.
understood Jude's reaction to it because you as a player, you on the pitch, you giving your all, you sweating 90 plus minutes in this heat. This man sitting on the bench and he have the gallbladder to come and criticize me. Me, I sit down in my air conditioned house and I criticizing you. I don't even run down the step, but much less I will criticize you. But at the same time, you all have a top class team. You all have a caliber that is. You do not have a team that is based on one player,
No, 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 for sure. No, no.
right? You do not have a team that is based on one player. Why it is you were scrambling like that? Why it is you were scrambling like that?
Could it be because the Norway
No,
defense?
no,
Yeah, the Norway
no. It
defense.
was not. Absolutely not. Absolutely
Yeah.
not. No, no, no. You have the caliber players that could get past that defense. And this is why I just get heated about things like this. Because you are not using what your God given you're not using it. You're not using it.
I feel they should go and coach England.
I would be a fantastic coach. I would be a fantastic coach because I will give you all the inspirational speeches and this kind of thing, and I will cuss with your tanty thing when you do absolute caca too. Because no man, you
So
not
I,
on
I
not on this stage, not on this not at this level, not at this level. Do better.
yeah, I think this England team is the new dark horse going into the semifinals.
Yeah.
I think this England team is the dark horse, and the dark horse from the point that they can actually win it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that just they can actually win it.
Yeah.
If as you said, the talent on this team, they're not a one-man team. They're well rounded. They have strengths in every department on the field. If the stars align, Jude has the rest of the tournament. Jude continues what he's doing. Harry Kane jumps into goal scoring Harry Kane. Rice and Anderson continue doing what they're doing, and because Rice and Anderson playing a critical role in terms of the middle part.
Oh, kudos to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon has
Anthony
been
Gordon, yeah.
making those plays. That boy,
Yeah.
he.
So that I was not going there because Anthony Gordon and Madueke, I think he uses on the flank,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
As well as they're doing, if England is to go all the way, their strength is in their depth.
Yeah.
Because their strength is when 60, 70 minutes in and you bring on Rashford and Saka. That's problems for anybody, right? It don't matter who you are. If 60 minutes in, 70 minutes in, and I taking off Madueke, who we are running down the whole game, and I bring on Saka,
Problems.
and I bring
Instant
on
problems.
and I bring
Yeah.
on Rashford, problems, right? And that depth, that serious depth they have, is where I think they could, if the stars align, they could be very, very dangerous. I'll talk about, well, of course, the England Argentina game. That will be right. But
That.
I think
Yeah.
if the stars align, England can go all the way. And I
Yeah.
jumping out myself, and England can go all the way if the
But
stars align.
this is why I got heated, because we see you going all the way with this team that you have, with the level of talent that you have. What the hell are you doing? You know, that sort
So,
of thing.
so sometimes in tournaments like this, right? I remember. So I remember. I think it's out here. So sometimes it's good to get a game like this out of the way in the quarterfinal.
True.
You understand?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Get it,
hear what you're saying.
get it out of the way. Let me welcome. I think it's Paula. Paula now saying she thinks England will choke against a very high pressure team like France, and that is quite possible, right? That's quite possible. They can choke because you know why? They're very chokeable. So if France choke them, they're very chokeable. They can choke. My point, and I just want to tell Paula, is that if they don't choke and the stars align and Bellingham is playing out of his boots, Harry Kane is doing Harry Kane things,
Take it home.
yeah. They're as dangerous as the next team. Yeah. All the teams
Yeah.
right now dangerous, and they're just as dangerous as the next team.
Yeah.
It's Paul. Oh,
It's Paul.
sorry. Why is it Paul?
Because it all
It's
together as one
Paul.
word. So it looked like
Sorry, Paul. Sorry, yeah. So it's Paula. Yeah, Lord Father.
Paul Alexander.
I'll
Hello,
change his
Paul.
glasses.
Clean the glasses.
Yes, Paul.
Yeah.
Welcome, Paul. Welcome, Paul. Welcome.
And again, this is why I get heated, because it's like if, you know, they give you all the best pieces of chicken in from the pot, and you only
Yeah,
eat and you only eat a little bit, and you leave half the chicken on the bone. Nah, man, I will give extra for that. That's exactly what it is. Yes, I
yeah,
give analogies with food because it comes naturally, but that's what it is.
yeah.
You have, and again, that is why when we were talking about France, I said France has high caliber for the entire team and is one of the teams that has not been a disadvantage to them. This is what I was talking about.
So
Because
Shells, you see what France doing? And that's what I tell you. I try not to be as objective as I can be, right? And I'm looking at these top four teams going into the semifinal. FIFA have it nicer. is the top four ranked
They
team
scripted the
before the
rig
tournament.
well. They scripted
It
this
is it
rig
is it
game
is
very
rigged. It
well.
is properly rigged.
Yeah,
It is properly rigged.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, properly rigged.
yeah. Yeah, I just say that to aggravate Joella.
You know,
That's what
you
I
know,
say.
I
I
put
like
up
to say to aggravate him.
when the Swiss striker dive and get sent off in the Argentina game. I do
Yeah.
look. Let me do preempt. Let me do preempt. Let me do preempt. Because we'll talk about
We
the
didn't
Argentina
reach
game
there
after.
yet. We didn't reach
Yeah,
there yet. We didn't reach there.
but I was going to make the point. Yeah, if the stars align and France, you see what France doing now?
Yeah.
Sometimes in tournament football, you peak too early.
I don't think that's a problem with France. I
No,
feel so.
I'm just saying that is also a
That is a
possibility, right?
possibility.
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
possibility. I don't think so either because France just doing the French is just fabulous and everything they're doing is fantastic and they're going to win this World Cup because nobody can beat them. They're the best team on paper, best team in form. But if France waits for every team will have a game like what England had this weekend.
Yeah.
And getting that game out of the way and then
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
peaking in the semi-final and into the
Yeah.
final.
Yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying.
It could be a story, but because everybody eyes on France, and fair enough, but France could literally play the best game already, and then all of a sudden you want to know what is Mbappe doing? Why is Olise losing the ball? Because these fellas
So,
are humans. These
so
fellas are
then that
humans.
could be what happened with Norway. Norway played the best game already, and they just fell apart. It could have been that's
It
what
could
happened
be
with
that,
them.
yeah, but also Norway here, and as
Yeah,
much
yeah.
as
It's different level. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Norway
It's a
here,
different
Norway
level we're
here,
talking about.
reality, right? No, we can't compare man to any one of these four semifinalists right now.
Agreed.
But these four semifinalists are the top four teams in the world right now in terms of form, and it's all
Roger
about
actually
if
made a
England.
good point in the chat there. Roger just said made a really good point. England's gentleman quality. 100% agree with that. They play gentleman sport, whereas other teams playing to kill. So they need a little more killer spirit. They need a little more street style. Just a little something, a little,
It's a point. It's a point. I I, I,
that's a
I
good
just
point.
yeah. I just think Jude Bellingham. Jude
Hey,
Bellingham is yeah.
mm,
Jude Bellingham is the future, and not just
400.
England's future. Jude Bellingham is football future. See, like Jude Bellingham is 23 years old,
Yeah. And let me tell you
And
something about Jude. Jude came to Real Madrid 2 years ago, 3 years ago actually. So he was barely 20, 21.
yeah.
And even from the jump, we had him. We had him. We had Vinny already. We had Rodrigo. So it was a good front that we had there. That three in the front there. And he was scoring. He was doing his magic thing. But it was still, you could tell, he was
New
young and
club.
he
Yeah,
needed,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he needed polishing and that sort of thing. And but one thing he had at Real Madrid there, from since he started, he had consistency. He Even if he didn't score in every single game, he was definitely scoring. Like, he was
Yeah.
definitely making the play. He was there. They had really, really good rapport going on. And then this past year in La Liga, and I mean, again, my conspiracy theory, because I'm a Real Madrid fan, my conspiracy theory, we bought in Mbappe, and Jude was on injury. So he was out because of injury, right? And Mbappe was there, and he was playing with Vinny and this sort of thing, and things weren't necessarily meshing. Mbappe was scoring, everything was there, but there was a kind of, to me, I think there was a personality clash between him and Vinny and that sort of thing. And Jude was in every game in the stands, and he was watching, and I was watching him. Because again, I look at the psychology of the game, and I was looking at him, and I was saying, I feel like he thinks that because Mbappe is there and because of the hype that came with Mbappe, he may have felt like do I have a place when I come back? Because for the entire La Liga season, this past La Liga season here, 2025 into 2026, he didn't play. So there's that mental feeling of, do I still have a place? Am I still valuable? Do they still see me as somebody valuable? Is really what he's thinking of. So I think him being him having this fantastic World Cup that he's having, for me as a selfish fan, I am so happy for him because that, Real Madrid is going to see his form. And I know that is on the back of his mind too, because he also has Mbappe playing for France. So, that is in his mind. So I personally am really glad to see Jude perform the way he's performing here. I'm glad that everybody else is getting to see him at his best. Because this is Jude at peak. This is Jude at peak. And
I
I
don't think so.
see
I don't think
you
so.
right. Even as I
I
said
don't
it, I
think
said,
so.
wait, no, he still
No,
has
no, I
more.
don't think so.
He still
No,
has
no, no.
more. What I
Yeah,
meant,
Judas
what I
Peter.
should have, I take that, yeah, I roll that back.
Yeah.
This is
No, no,
Jude
yeah.
maturing into what he could be.
Mm-hmm.
There
Let me
is
tell
a
you something.
maturity here. There's a maturity here than how he was 2 years ago in this
Yeah.
style of playing. His style is, you see that second goal? I and all was like, wow, where the hell that come from? His reaction time to that rebound, to just take that ball and take it, was impeccable. His
Yeah.
reaction time was impeccable. That is a maturity that I see in him, and he is definitely
How old is
playing
Killian? How
for
old is Killian?
Killian. I think is
20,
23,
26 kind of thing.
25.
25,
No,
26.
yeah,
But the point I'm making, yeah, we probably tell you, the point I'm making, you see how all eyes on Killian,
yeah,
even Lamine Yamal as the future of the game.
yeah.
I want to go out on a limb and say Jude Bellingham is the future of football.
I
And
think him himself individually, but I wouldn't say that as part of the England team. I think the England team has too many players of high caliber to single out Jude.
none more high caliber than Jude. Jude is the best player on that England team, Jerry. And I'm saying that because what I seen of him now
Yeah.
is nowhere near his ceiling.
Paul
What
said
he's doing,
27. I think Killian is 27. Thanks, Paul.
right? So Killian is 100 years old, right? But what I'm saying is that what Jude is doing now, he is nowhere close to where he can reach
Mm-hmm.
in 5 years, 6 years,
Mm-hmm.
seven.
Mm-hmm.
When Jude is 27, Jude will command the respect of the footballing world in ways that we will not see. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of my favorite midfielder. It's Steven Gerrard. He's doing things that Steven Gerrard did for Liverpool
Yeah.
and never did for England because that's probably another story in terms of that
That's
English team never had camaraderie, never had it. But in terms of from a Liverpool midfield point of view, he had a shit team, and Steven Gerrard put that Liverpool team on his back every game, week in, week out, and took that team to the heights where he took them as best, right? And when you're looking for goals to score, he's scoring wonder goals. When you're thinking, oh, we're in trouble in the back, it's Steven G making the tackle in the back to save the ball. That inspires a team around him to reach great things, right? And that's what he did with that shit Liverpool team that he had back in those days there. I am seeing Jude do Steven G things in terms of his work ethic, maturity at 23 years old. He's going to be the future of football and command the respect. He's not necessarily going to be the top goal scorer, but he's going to command the respect of the footballing world in ways that no other player will in 5, 6, 7 years' time. Because he's
Yeah.
23, Shell. He's
Yeah, he is.
23.
He's a fantastic player, and he already has the adoration of the crowd. You're 23 years old, you're at the World Cup, and you stand there and you see the English fans singing your name for you, and you stand there
Yeah,
in absolute awe, just taking it all in. Because I mean, how much better does it get?
yeah.
He has he has that. He has a good foundation to keep his head on his shoulders. Um, you said it before. Harry Kane is the lead, but he is definitely the heart
He will bring
of
them, yeah.
that England team. And I 100% I 100% agree. I am biased towards my Arsenal players. I'm biased towards my Real Madrid players. Jude Bellingham, as far as I'm concerned, he is top quality.
Harry Kane said in an interview, I think it was the Euros when he threw away the
Yeah,
penalty. Yeah? Harry Kane said he threw away the penalty, and I remember seeing the footage as he threw away the penalty. Harry's the captain of the team, right? Harry head drop, threw away the penalty, head drop.
and Jude came and raised it up.
Jude say, and Harry said, he said the first person that came to me is Jude Bellingham, and he said, Skipper, let me go again. That a 23-year-old don't do that. You know that kind of thing? Skipper just threw away a penalty. Jude Bellingham ran to Harry Kane, tap him on his face, Skipper, let me go again. And that shows a level of maturity that he is developing that I'm telling you.
The
When
mentality he has,
yeah,
he has the mentality, and we talked about mentality during this pain. We talk about mentality with Mikel Marino. We talk about mentality there.
yeah,
Mentality is what, and I think even when they interviewed Tuchel, that first of all, that BBC reporter was annoying the shit out of me, and I said I was going to ask you from a journalistic, but you're a journalist, so you would tell me, because as a fan, I was looking at it, and I wanted to pelt him down on the TV, yeah? Because you asking this. Tuchel said, he thought they could have done better, this and that and the other, and you come out and you say, so what do you think made them win this game? How kind of stupid question is that? What do you think made them win the games? It was mentality, and I'm like, you and then you dumb butt, when you're interviewing Jude, you went and tell Jude, hey, your man, just say that, oh, they didn't do so good. What kind of reporter are you? You're such a dummy head.
no, he's a very good reporter.
Joel, that is no, Joel. That journalist, no. No. He just wanted to cause bacchanal. That's what happened to him. He was a
No,
bacchanalist. No,
me,
no, 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 no. You don't go to the team and go, well, your boss just, you saw the surprise on Jude face. Jude just come off that team sweating. You just give you everything. You win this game and you come and say, well, your boss just say you play shit. No, man. No, man, he
so
would have seen it. He would have seen the
yeah,
interview eventually. In fact, as soon as they went back in the dressing room, took over, had the discussion with them. Who name you the neighbor across the fence to come and tell them? No, stop that. On
so
shit.
you,
Sorry, don't mean to
can
swear.
I
Sorry,
explain? Can I
guys.
explain from the reporter's point of view?
Fine. Yes, go ahead.
So you are looking at that from a fan point of view, and I understand that, right?
Yeah,
You look at it from a fan. You are Jude Bellingham fan. You don't want Jude Bellingham to have no hard, unnecessary questions after sweat. You are a fan. The reporter's job is to get the story and to get as many stories and just to get as many stories and as many sound bites that he possibly can get out of. He has probably less than 2 minutes when these fellas pass in the mix zone. He has 2 minutes
it's
to
two
get
minutes too much for he.
no. So as much as he would appreciate what Jude did, he don't have his job is not to ensure that Jude and Tuchel have a nice, lovely relationship and who say what. That's not his job. If your manager just said XYZ and you did XYZ, my job is to find out your manager just said XYZ, bro. How you feel about that? I don't need to know because your manager said it on a record. You see, if the manager come and whisper it in my ears, Jude play real shit there, boy. Jude, and he whispered. Once I put the mic in front of him and the manager say it on a record, my responsibility is to ask Jude, for a reaction.
Okay. I don't have a problem with Jude answering hard questions after the match. That is fine. He does well with reporters. He always knows the right thing to
Very
say
good. And
and all of that.
I thought he
He
handled
does,
well. I thought he handled
he
well.
does well. But he could have asked Jude the same exact question that he asked Tuchel, and he would have may have gotten a different answer, and you could have, that could have been your soundbite right there. But you
And
didn't. You went and you said, "Hey,"
ignore what he could say.
you would have said, "Hey, you hear what he say about you?" No, that is bacchanal. No, that is bacchanalist. That is
No, it's
bacchanalist.
not bacchanal.
It is
If
bacchanalist. This is
no,
not
I
this is not politics when you go out there and you say something like, "Hey, so and so just said, what is your take on this?" No, this is not that. This is your own
but
manager
but it
telling you
is
you
but
just
it is that but it is that
no.
it is that Charles. It as a reporter, this is not Shelly saying that Jude had a bad match. You know, this is not Shelly Jude's fan saying that. You know, this is
Yeah.
Tuchel Jude's manager saying that the team didn't perform as well as he thought it should. Yeah,
Which
they,
coincidentally I said the same thing. So yeah.
so then
So yeah, okay.
I have all right as a reporter to ask you, Shelly. No, I said Jude. Shelly just said that she wasn't happy with your performance today. She thought the team didn't perform as well as
Meanwhile,
they.
Charlie coming and saying, "Oh my God, you were just so great."
What's Jude? What's Jude?
So true. So
Shelly said that.
Charlie just said
Shelly,
that.
my Shelly.
Yeah, she would never. And that is when Charlie would be me, Jude. Look at his face. I would say them thing. Yeah, I go lie. I would lie. No, okay, fine. Okay. I just thought it was in very poor form right after the game. That's what I thought. I thought if it is you were gonna do something like how they do. I don't know if they do this in this World Cup, but after matches how they have like a press room and they all sit
Yeah,
there. I think
yeah.
if they were like in that sort of scenario, I think yes, then you could say then. But right after you come off the field and your heart's still pumping and you're still sweaty and you still could barely breathe and think, I just find that was
Sorry, I got distracted. But Shelly, see, you see what you just said? I actually, so some of the things they're Americanizing the thing.
yeah.
And some of the American things, not everybody liking it based on the football. And that's not over that. But I actually like, so I like the rawness of
Okay.
Tuchel and
Yeah.
Jude. Even yeah. So in other words, they didn't get to go in the dressing room, and
So they get time to
PR.
think about the
The,
diplomatic
and not
response
only that,
basically. Again, it wrong.
what's happened is the PR man just come and say, all right, Jude, we're sending you to do the interview, but don't deal with, we try not to talk about it. We want to just focus on
Right.
this. And so
Okay.
Jude come out now
Okay.
there. After the match, sweat, emotion, and I might get pushed in front of their face. I
You're saying
like that
yeah.
because we as the fans now get to see the raw emotion of how you're really feeling. Now when
That
you
could
went
have
to the bathroom, you did. No, so I actually like that. I think they're doing it. I don't know. I know everybody watching different coverage, streaming different coverage, but I'm thinking I don't know if it's BBC doing it, but they're doing a halftime little. Have you seen that?
yeah, yeah.
They're doing a
Where the assistant coach comes and talk. Yeah.
some just before they go back out on the field or
Yeah.
something like that. I
Yeah.
like
I
that.
see
I like that.
ITV and BBC. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see
yeah. I
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
It gives the fans
That
some insight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fine, fine. I would have been a PR person's nightmare. I'll tell you that. I would be a PR
Yeah.
person's nightmare because I just stay whatever's on my mind, and sometimes that's not a good thing. But whatever. I just
Yeah.
found that I wanted to pelt him. I think I cursed him on the TV too. I
I'm
did.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
What was it?
So,
Journalists are the masters of
masters of
conflict.
conflating. Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
For as a reporter, I always say, Dominic Calvert, 100% will be once a reporter, always a reporter, right? So even though I'm not active um, as a journalist, I always say the interview process, sometimes you see those press conferences that they do live now and that kind of thing. Sometimes I don't think that is for the public to see. I compared it as a journalist trying to get the story and asking annoying questions, asking
To get
foolish
it some.
questions. That is not for the public to see, because what I am trying to get is the story, and the story don't always come with the nice question. Sometimes the story comes with you annoying the person to get a reaction. That is
And to that
literally the
point,
job
it
of a
works.
reporter.
And to that
Yes,
point, it works because
yeah,
we
yeah,
talking about it. It's
yeah,
being
yeah,
spoken about on
yeah,
social media. The soundbite of Tuchel is being compared to the soundbite of Jude saying, "I don't care. I don't really care what
yeah,
he said."
yeah.
That sort of thing, and they're putting it together. So
So you know how much times I asked Jack Warner a question that I know would have annoyed the living daylight out of him. You know how much time I purposely try to just annoy him a little bit, just try to just, I know it will annoy him, but I know the annoyance will lead to him saying what I want him to say. And
right.
you may say, or what I think the story, where the story revolving
No,
around.
that
Yeah.
he would respond not with the scripted response, but with the actual raw
Correct.
response is what you're
And
looking for. Yeah.
and that's the role of the reporter. So that's when you said the
Fine.
reporter ask him the question, and what you asking that for? Yeah, you are there's I always tell young reporters,
Okay. Yeah, you're back.
yeah, there are no stupid questions.
Yeah.
No stupid questions.
Okay, so we already an hour and a half in, and we haven't touched on the last quarterfinal game yet, which of course was Argentina last night against Switzerland. Ooh,
So hold on a minute. Give me a minute.
okay.
God.
I shall take my hydration break now.
Yeah, the guy just break. I'll back with you. Go ahead. We moving on to
I can't.
Argentina. Argentina
I
Swiss.
can't hear you very well. You're sounding very, very soft.
Serious?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody else is, or is that just me?
You
Paul, are
hear
you
me?
hearing Joel?
Are you hearing me? Better?
Um, you
Hear me
are.
better?
No, you're still sounding very soft to me.
Serious?
But I can hear you. I can. Oh, Paul says he can hear you. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Argentina,
Ar-
Switzerland.
Argentina Switzerland. You want to go ahead because I think it's rigged for Messi and Argentina to win. Everything that is happening in this World Cup, the referees are all set up. It's all for Argentina. Of course it is.
So I oh, Paul saying there's feedback. Paul saying there's feedback, and I am hearing you very, very softly. Like if your microphone is no longer in front of you.
You hearing me? I'm here. I'm hard hearing you.
Oh, he said it stopped. Um, yeah, I think to me, I already knew what the outcome for that game was going to be against going up against Switzerland. I honestly, this is going to sound really bad, but I was so surprised when Switzerland equalized. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know why. I was really, really surprised when they equalized. Um, what was interesting to me, and I mean, I've said this before, I've always been fascinated by the way how the Argentina players rally around and protect Messi in such a way that I used to think, well, they're not going to score, they're just going to pass the ball to Messi. I would think that, like in the early games, I was like, they're just giving him the ball, so you're not going to score too. And I think in the Switzerland game, everybody stepped up. That was a really interesting
I think
change,
you watched
I
in
thought
I think you watched
personally.
in Portugal.
No,
That
I
was
said that
Portugal.
for the no, I said that in the first rounds for Argentina games. I did say
That
that
was
in the first
Portugal.
round. I
That
was
was
like,
Portugal. That was
no,
Portugal.
they
That
just
was
giving him
United.
the ball to score. No, they did that. They did that. Argentina did that too. Don't even. They wanted because Messi was going to win the Golden Boot, so it was important, and he scored. But I was glad to see in the Switzerland game that Leandro stepped up. That other fellow who name I can't remember, but I don't like him. So um, what's his name? The one who scored
McAllister.
the next goal. I I didn't like him, so I didn't even
McAllister.
write down his name. But yeah,
McAllister scored the first goal.
yeah, no, yeah. I no, the one who scored the winning goal, the last
Oh,
one.
you know,
Lataro and others stepped up earlier. Yeah,
thank
I
you,
don't-
Paul. Thank
I
you,
just
Paul.
found I just found that last night's game, team wise, they played a little better.
Who's
I
that?
personally find so. Enzo, yeah, Enzo, that's him.
Can you give me 1 second? Just talk to
Okay,
Paul and the rest.
okay, yeah, that's his name, Paul Enzo. No, he was the one who scored the winning goal. Lataro. Hmm. I don't know. I just found it was. I found that um they played a little better. What was interesting was that Messi couldn't get the ball in the net, and that the way I made that statement sounded bad, and I didn't mean to make it sound like he couldn't get the ball in the net. It was just wasn't happening. I just felt like the ball was just like, yeah, not feeling it, and would just go to the side net or go to the wall. That wall in the back, the goalpost could be a member of the team. I think the wall behind the net was also part of that team yesterday when they were playing. We're just waiting on Joel. He stepped away, so you'll just have to listen to me ramble on, which is not necessarily a good thing, I'll tell you all that from now. Um, did I mention that I'm a Spain fan while Joel is an Argentina fan? So there have been many fights between him and I. Um, on games, especially since I like Cristiano Ronaldo too. So there have been many fights um between me and Joel. But I won't lie to y'all. I'll tell you all a little secret. I am very concerned about the France game on Tuesday. I am very concerned. I ain't gonna lie. But you know, this is all part of it, right? This is all part of the World Cup. I just want them to surprise me pleasantly. Pleasantly. Let me just be a little more specific because I don't want any other type of surprises. Um, Joel, are you there? So now I have to make sure that I'm in front of the TV by 3 o'clock on Tuesday. What do y'all do? How I think it's not being bought across locally internet, right? So is everybody streaming? Like how is everybody watching
Shelly, my
the
apologies.
games? That's okay.
I'll give you that story after.
Okay, no problem. Yes, I was just saying that I found that Argentina, to me, I found they played um team wise, I found they played better in yesterday's game against Switzerland.
No, no, no. I hear that. I think Argentina, um, nowhere close to having what it takes to tango with the rest of the team. Um, I honestly think that, right? I honestly, that's my head telling me that England, England could get the better ones in a very, very easily. I think
Wow.
the pace, yeah, I think the pace that England has on their wings will give that Argentine defense a lot of problems.
You think England's pace could outdo Argentina pace?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's really for that. That Argentina has no pace in the team. No pace. Messi walks the game. The reason he can walk the game is because Messi plays the game here now. And that's why when people used to compare Messi and Ronaldo, I didn't used to get involved in those discussions from my footballing brain. My footballing brain couldn't understand those discussions because they were two very different players. What Messi is able to do, and that's why Messi is having the World Cup he's having, and Ronaldo had the World Cup he had. Because Ronaldo depends now at 41. Ronaldo can't do what Messi could do. Messi could walk back, walk to the flank, sprint, get the ball, collect. Messi is a fucking magician when it comes to football and reads the game. Messi sees the game two to three plays ahead of the defense. Messi can do that. Not many players can do that. And Messi walk in the game now. But he's allowed to walk the game because of who he has come up against, right? I don't think going into the semifinals, I think if England plays the game that they can play, they could yeah. However, the flip side is also very true, Charles. If the master has the game of his life, he could destroy them before they even understand what happened in the game. You understand?
Hmm.
I'll tell you, you remember the Champions League game when Barcelona came to Anfield, leading 4-0. Messi and Barcelona strode up into Anfield, and after destroying Liverpool in Barca, and once the game started, they just disrupted Messi. Liverpool just disrupted Messi. Took him in ways, push him in the head every time, disrupted him. I saw it. He's my favorite. But
Yeah, yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
Liverpool,
yeah.
but I saw it happening. And so by the time he started to try to get his game going, he's not the young Messi. We scored one goal. We scored the second one. The momentum changed,
Right.
and he couldn't win it back. And that's what I said. If England scores first shells, I I I I don't think Messi and Argentina could come back. But if Argentina take control of the game, um, then yeah, then the master could work his magic. But that's my head talking. My heart saying Messi will come and just the game a free kick outside the 18 yard and you'll say I'll put that free kick up in the corner there and call that. That's what Messi could do. But yeah, I think this English that's why I tell you this English team is the real dark horses of the tournament now. In terms of going
Yeah,
all the way, going all the
I
way.
mean, I won't lie to you. I want England. I want England to win that match. I definitely do, and I think that is why I got so heated with that game yesterday because I already seeing, you know, and that is all to your point. If with the quality they have, they could definitely win this on
Yeah,
Thursday. They could definitely win this on Thursday. I mean, we're talking about Jude and Declan and Harry and these guys
yeah, that ain't that good.
and aging
But
Messi. I was
saying that,
just when you I was just talking about the fact that the wall behind the goal was part of Switzerland team yesterday because when Messi had like I think three tries that went wide and it went to the wall behind the goal now. And I just found that interesting that these kind of shots was not necessarily shots that he would have missed before. And I don't know because I wasn't paying that close attention. I don't know if it was because of the Swiss defense or or what? Because we've all seen Messi score some almost impossible type goals before. So at such close range for him to miss, and I'm talking straight miss, it wasn't like it hit the goalpost and I don't miss, whoosh, hit behind, and I was, even me who don't support, actually looking at it and going, eh? And then I say, did I hear England winning the World Cup?
What's his name?
I
What's his
am
name? I
saying
don't
I
want to
would like them
mispronounce.
to win against Argentina. And they have the team
I
that
can't
could very
pronounce that
well
name.
do
Nanya?
so.
Is it Nanya? Nanya, what was said is that I think England are the darkest of dark horses that can surprise us and go all the way. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think they can win. I don't think they can win because I still think France are out and out favorites. Um, but I'm saying that this England team, if they pick at the right time, stand by.
yeah,
Stand by.
agreed. Agreed. Okay, well,
Yeah. No, 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 no.
I'm pulling your leg. Heard Argentina, but wanted to put my thoughts in. Well done. Well done. Masterfully done. That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good. Um,
Yeah, but as I said,
yeah.
what I saw yesterday as well, though, I think with every game they've played, they've been tested so much from little Cape Verde
Mm,
that give them a test.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think it's strengthening them with every game, and that's where they could be dangerous. I think that every game they believe in strengthening one more step. This is
And
about
England
the
is the
final
first
stage
top
is
10
about
game they
momentum.
England is the first big team they're going up against, right?
It more or less is, huh?
So
Yeah,
far, yeah, in this World Cup.
yeah.
So I mean, all of that is, feeding into why I think that England. I mean, I want England to win it, not to win that particular game. Yes, yes, Paul, you asked earlier if I support Spain. Yes, I do. I support Spain, and I'm very nervous about the Tuesday match against France. So yeah, but I think, oh my God, it's almost 2 hours. We we discussing this. I think those four games were absolutely fantastic. Um, very good quality of football from everybody, including Norway, Belgium, Switzerland, and definitely Morocco. Um, everybody goes
The
home.
World Cup was a high start as well. It was a
Oh,
high
for
start of the football.
sure, for
Yeah,
absolute sure. And I just, what was also important when we are talking about Jude's name, because of those two goals that he scored yesterday. Now he's on the list for the golden boot situation. He's the only midfielder. Everybody else are strikers, and he's the only midfielder. So that's to
yeah.
your point of when you were talking about his overall all round skills and the value he brings to this team. Um, all that is part of it. Uh, so
What is
yeah,
money? Take that. So,
what what you saying, Joe?
huh?
What you
So
said?
so
I
so
didn't hear
so
what
so
you said.
Dunia, yeah. Dunia, I don't believe in the conspiracy theories. I believe I watch any football and yeah, so nothing felt fishy to me really. I saw the football and nothing felt too fishy to me. I saw the football and in both games I was fought to win back. They fought to win the game against Egypt. Uh, Same in Morocco. Morocco played who? Morocco would have played. Um,
What?
what Morocco game you talking about? It Morocco had a goal disallowed. Morocco Belgium. What is Morocco Belgium you talking about?
No, Belgium played US. Morocco played.
Morocco played US, right? No, Belgium played US. What
No,
are we saying?
Belgium played
Belgium played
US.
US. Yeah.
I forget who Morocco played.
France. Yeah, Morocco play France. Yeah,
No,
well,
France
so
played
I'm not sure Nunez
Morocco
point.
on the quarterfinals.
Yeah, not sure what Nunez point with regards to Morocco. Was yeah. So, the semifinals are before us. As I said, Tuesday and Wednesday basically. Tuesday and Wednesday of this week.
Tuesday and Thursday. The
Tuesday and
Spain
Thursday.
Spain France is Tuesday, England Argentina is Thursday. So I don't know if you want to
Um,
do an in between or you want to do wait until the two semifinals are done and then we do a Friday if your schedule.
so we have the both ladies and let the both ladies do
Okay,
it.
so maybe not. We may do because then the Sunday is the finals, right?
Yeah. So yeah, we can't just do after the two semifinals and then look back at the semifinals Friday
Yeah,
and then look at the final.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll play it by ear. We'll see. Listen, let me see how I survive Tuesday first now. Let me just take it one day at a time.
One
Okay.
day at a time.
I
Take it,
need to
take it
buy a
one
new
day at a
bottle of
time.
Tums. We need to get my stomach in a gear. Cause listen to me. Let me see. Let me make sure that I have survived Tuesday, and then we'll take it from there. Okay?
You recognize how I feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
You recognize
And
that,
you have yours on Thursday.
and you recognize that I'm willing to come to terms with what is to
I know.
be
I
is to
was that.
be.
You didn't realize I stayed really quiet because I'm listening to you, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay, I didn't say anything. I didn't want to break the mood.
Yeah.
I was like, before he changes mind.
So that was head and heart talking there. Head and heart, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Head
yeah,
telling me
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. No, I hear
England
what you
have the
say.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's how
But
I feel with these Spain fans too. Oh God.
yeah,
Yeah,
if Messi show up and destroy them, trust and believe that I'll be shouting from hell and high water.
I wouldn't even need the podcast. I would be hearing you from the from New Jersey. I would be like, yeah, there's Joel. Yeah,
Then it was a pleasure, Gil. I think we had a nice discussion. We dissected and
yeah, for
we
sure,
kind
for
of took a nice
sure.
deep dive. All the major talking points I think we tried to cover. Um, yeah.
So I think, guys, we will
Anything?
let you all know um,
Yeah.
when we're gonna do the semifinals podcast. We may either do it per game, or we may just wait until Friday and just do a recap of the both. Um,
Follow our YouTube channel to find out. So follow Couple Joe
follow the
Caribbean.
yeah, definitely follow
Yeah,
Copper
right.
Joe, and
Couple Joe
we
Caribbean
will
brings you
post it
dribbles
up.
and scribbles. Yeah.
Yeah,
So follow us.
and
Put
we'll
I think
post it
they
up.
put the little
Joel will
notification
also
bell
tell you.
on.
Joel will also let you guys know how I've survived Tuesday because I may not be in any fit form or fashion.
We should give. I think we should just do
Yeah, so
Friday.
he let you all know if
So
I've
let's put it
survived or if we have to wear black armbands for any reason. Okay. Yes.
Runia says
Um.
out of the last 14, regardless, it's going to be an amazing final. I'm an
100%
England
and
fan.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Agree with that. I
Runia,
think at
I
this
said
point, any true football fan, regardless of if his team is still in or if your team is no longer there, I think everybody's excited for this for the main reason of we just want to see good football. These are four very strong teams, and I think they're gonna give us a really really good show. So I think we definitely looking forward to that regardless.
sometimes when a dark horse surprises everybody, I don't know, everybody likes about the underdog and that kind of thing. But sometimes when the dark horse pops up,
Yeah.
I'm saying this very cautiously, right? Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes it spoils the big games leading into the final. You know,
Yeah.
this occasion, every football fan will be looking forward to two classic games with the four best teams in this tournament.
100%.
These four teams are the four best teams that are going to emerge and move forward. The cream rose to the top, and the
Yeah.
four best teams are battling it out. And I agree with you, Neil, that whatever happens, regardless, these four best teams, I'm sure, going to give us
100%.
a proper showcase of
Yeah.
football this week,
Yeah.
leading into
For
leading
sure.
into Sunday's final. Yeah.
All right,
That
guys.
girl, Shelly Ann,
Yes, sir. I have to mentally prepare. I have 48 hours within which to buy a new bottle of Tums I used it out this week to get my get myself in the mental space, learn some new meditation tactics to keep my blood pressure down before Tuesday. Yep.
So guys, we'll be back on Friday.
Yeah.
Shelly, tell me if I leave out anybody. Paul,
Yeah.
Runia, Roger, Gary. Um, I think
Oh, no,
there's a lot
no.
of people. A lot of
Yeah, we're
everybody was
thinking
in the
about
chat.
doing a live watch along, but it would not be for a Spain game. You all don't want to watch me watch a
No, no,
Spain
no.
game. You all really don't want to. The kind of words that, no, the kind of noises, no, it's just a hot mess. It's not cute. It's really not cute. Really. Mm-mm.
So Nunia, let's do a watch along for the final.
Oh, God. Oi.
No? Oh,
Okay.
good. The producers are the whole thing.
Oh, God. Oi. Oh, God. Oi. You see, my belly don't start to do that thing already. Look, oh, you
Yeah,
listen. I coming off. I go in.
yeah.
Guys, it's been
We'll
lovely. Thank you
join
very much for listening to us, for chatting with us. Appreciate it. And we will Nunya, look for the live. Nunya, you just
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
you're
Junior, we taking it game. We talking like the players and the coach. We taking it game by game,
you all just don't like me.
game by game.
You all just no
One game
no.
at a time.
Okay.
Have a good night,
All right,
Chels.
guys.
All
Bye.
right.
Have a good
Thanks for
night,
joining us,
guys.
guys. See you guys.
Okay. Bye.
Bye bye.